Welcome everybody, I'm Caroline and today I'm going to teach you how to make a quick and easy apple and cinnamon delicious loaf cake. So all you need is loaf tin, it's about a £2 loaf tin, and I'm using a cake tin liner just for speed. You've got melted butter, so we've got 100 grams of melted butter. We have 150 grams of cooked apple. It's still chunky, so I've just cooked that with a little bit of water and some caster sugar. Then I have got 2 medium free range eggs at room temperature, and in my mixing bowl already I have got 150 grams of self-raising flour. I have 150 grams of light brown sugar. I think the light brown sugar with the apple makes it extra tasty. And then I have 2 heaped teaspoons of cinnamon and half a teaspoon of baking powder. So top tip, get all your ingredients ready. And I'm using a KitchenAid today. You can just use a handheld mix if you want it. And all I'm going to do with my dried ingredients, literally just give it a quick mix. It's just to combine the ingredients. So that's mixing together the flour, the sugar, the cinnamon, the baking powder. Just combine it, and then I'll show you. So there's a few lumps of sugar in there, it doesn't matter. That will be gone very, very quickly. So in to the dried mixture, you pour your melted butter. Just scrape it all in there. And then your 2 eggs. So add those. I'm going to turn the mixer on for about 30 seconds. Literally just to combine it. This will create a lovely batter for us. Nice and brown, purely because of the dark sugar and the cinnamon. And that is it. So no whisking for ages, but if you can see, lovely batter. So what we do now is we add half of our ingredients. I'm just going to turn this down so you can see better. We add half of our ingredients into our cake tin. Just getting all that off there. So if you can see that. So I spoon half of this into my tin. You don't need to measure this part, you're just doing it by eye. And just with the back of the spoon, I'm going to hold my cake tin. I want to, I've got a very, very slippery cake tin liner. All I'm doing is trying to smooth that cake mixture onto that liner. So if you can see that, that's in. And then with another spoon, your cooked apple goes in. So the recipe will be underneath this video, and I always add, make extra apples. But this was my way of using up my apples. And this cake to me sings autumn. Your rest of your cake mixture now. Using 2 spoons. All I'm doing is getting a small spoonful at a time and putting it into the tin. The reason I'm doing it in smallish spoonfuls is it just helps me level it out on top of the apples, because those apples, those delicious apples, are going to be hidden underneath this cake batter. And when you cut into it, you see a layer of delicious apple. So just make sure, I'm going to use my spatula now to get all of that cake mixture out of that mixing bowl. The more mixture you leave in your bowl, the less cake you have. So let's just get the last bit. Right, clean bowl. Okay. It will go in. And again, with the back of your spoon, just try and spread it over the apples. So I am hiding those delicious apples underneath the cake mixture. And we want to get it as level as possible so that when the cake bakes, it has a better chance of baking evenly. Okay, last thing, a little bit of demerara sugar, sprinkle it over the top of your cake mixture. So this is just 20 grams of demerara sugar. You don't have to use all of it, and this part is optional, but it gives it the most delicious crunch. I'm probably not using all of it. Okay, so here we have a loaf tin. It's got a layer of delicious delicious sponge mixture, then the apple, and then the sponge mixture again, and that's going to cook in the oven, 140 degrees fan oven, and it's going to bake for 1 hour. So I'll see you shortly. So welcome back. We have got the most delicious smelling cake out of the oven. To test it's ready, all I need you to do, I've just got a cocktail stick or a cake tester, just literally insert it into the cake, and I would say insert it in different places, not just the middle, because sometimes, depending on how your oven works and the fan goes, sometimes part of the cake is not ready. But you put it into your cake, take it out. If there's no cake mixture on there, it's a good sign that it should be ready. But I also want you to listen to it. And the reason I want you to do that is literally put your ear by your cake. And if you can't hear any bubbles or popping, you know your cake is ready. If you can, then you'll hear this lovely little popping sounds. If you hear those, then you know that you'll need to try your cake back in the oven for at least 60 seconds. Listen again, and then just repeat, if you can still hear them, another 60 seconds. But what we want is we want to make sure, because we've got that beautiful moist apple inside the cake, we want to make sure that this beauty is cooked properly. So once you know it's cooked, I've just got a cooling rack, put it onto a cooling rack and let it cool. I'd leave it to cool for at least 20 minutes. If you cut it too soon, it all just crumbles away. And then once it's cool, you can tuck in and enjoy. Can you see the apple in the middle of this one? This is what I made yesterday. And because it's got fresh apple in, I would say it's good for about 3 to 4 days. Airtight tub. Just store it in an airtight tub, and then say if you want to reheat it, just warm it up in the microwave, and it is delicious. So I really, really hope that you've enjoyed this video. I would love you to bake with me again. So subscribe and you will have more heading your way. Enjoy, tuck in and enjoy. Bye.